you'll rubber stamp that.
Yeah, I'll give you a voucher for the commissioner. You won't have to do the paperwork on this. No petitioning the council.
Look at our little guy.
Yeah, little guy here. Can you eat him?
Of course I can eat him. Hell yeah.
Oh
He's
no,
a
you got
snack
him with your
now.
cyber transferal knife.
Hello, Keith.
Hi.
Welcome back to yet another installment of Metal Gear Solid.
Honestly, I'm surprised that we're doing the third one already. I didn't know when we were going to do it, and then when you were like, "Do you want to record tonight?" I was just like, "Let's do Metal Gear Solid."
Yeah, and that's when I knew we had to, because I had also been thinking, what if we did Metal Gear Solid?
Wow.
And then it was destiny. Here we are, Metal Gear Solid Subsistence. I did start the video, but I forgot to find headphones.
Where you took out your hot headphones.
Yeah, hot headphones. Let me pause for a moment and use my incredible intellect to devise a solution to this predicament. Decided to put on the hot headphones. All right, we are back to Metal Gear. Nah.
No, you didn't like that one?
No. And so we got the new the logo came back, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I missed the beginning of the logo the first time, and it wasn't even that good of a start. So this would be a perfect time to start over, but nah. It was like I tried to hop onto a moving merry-go-round, and I just kind of came off again.
And you only get one do-over, so
So it couldn't.
Yeah.
Do you want to
get two? You get two starts, and then you have to go. You go with your best one.
Are you sure we could do one more? You want to do one more, or do we have to go now?
If we do one more, we're gonna have to write a letter to the commissioner. Are you willing to? The question isn't do you want to do one more? The question is, are you willing to do that paperwork?
I was gonna say, well, now see the problem is I can restart, but then we won't have the joke about having to fill out paperwork.
Too good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is really run button distilled down into a moment.
Yeah.
We fucked it up, but now we can't go back because it's too funny.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, let's just jump in here. I have played this game a number of times, at least 2 or 3 times. Keith, you've never played it. But
no, I've never played it. I barely even know. I mean, I guess we should talk about it a little bit. Obviously, if you're watching this, you've probably already seen our Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 Let's Plays that we did. And I was new to those as well. And so I'll tell you what I do know about this game. Mm-hmm. 1, it's a prequel. 2, It takes place in Vietnam.
No, but I understand
during the
why
Vietnam War?
You would think that. It either takes place during or directly before. Yeah.
Does it take place in a country that borders Vietnam?
No, but you might not have known that if you just looked at screenshots, because my personal feeling is that they wanted to go for a Vietnam aesthetic, but that their story didn't fit with it being set in Vietnam, so they're just like, we're just gonna say it's this other place, and we're gonna roll with it.
Okay. That is, you nailed it. That is why I think that.
Yeah.
It's from seeing what the game environment is.
Yeah, let's just jump in. I don't know that there's anything we need to say or get out of the way up front, other than if you haven't seen our Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 playthrough, go check it out.
And if you want to support the show, you can go to contentburger.biz to do so. If you are not signed up to contentburger.biz, the Run Button Patreon.
So sad.
then you won't have realized that this was recorded months ago.
Yeah, you're not watching live right now, unlike our few gracious viewers in the we've
recorded
live stream.
all of this before starting to upload it, basically as a way to have a more regular YouTube schedule. But people who are signed up to the Patreon at the $3 level or higher can watch this as we record them.
All right, Keith. We selected new game. We're faced with a question. We're not playing the MGS series for the first time, but which do we like, MGS 1 or 2?
Oh, that's a great question. I guess 1.
1? You like 1?
Okay, so let's think about what this means.
Yes. Let's think really hard about it.
Here's the question. Does this mean anything?
Not really.
Is this like some esoteric thing about how the game controls?
No.
Oh.
It's just kind of a silly thing, depending on what you answer.
I like them both. I guess I like MGS 1 a little bit more.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
But it's close.
It is close, isn't it? But we'll go with 1.
But maybe do I want to give them credit for how good 2 was, even if I thought that 1 was overall stronger? Sure.
Let's,
you know what? Go back. MGS 2, it had its valleys. Oh, but it had its peaks.
It did have its peaks. Let me check in on the chat here. Does anyone... Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if the chat was going to feel strongly about it. Let's go with 2. You know what? I've never chosen 2 before, I think. But I don't, whatever. I'm sure I saw it on YouTube or something. This game, you're not going to be surprised, but so much cutscene up front.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into 2, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Thank you. Okay.
When am I going to see the repercussion of that choice?
Quickly.
Okay.
I boosted our game volume.
Cool.
Flying over Pakistan. Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off. Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
God, fucking
Good.
Peter
Got
Capaldi
high
here.
visibility.
A celebrity cameo in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Whoa!
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
This guy's trouble.
Damn.
Whoa.
That texture sucks.
Depressurization complete. Checking oxygen supply. 6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
I'm sure it'll be 6 real-time minutes.
They better be, I'm counting.
Sunrise.
We're playing on a real PS2 this time, by the way. All OG.
Thank God.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
Did he say minus 46 Celsius?
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour.
That's really cold.
1 minute to drop
They're high
off.
up, I
Move to the
guess.
rear.
It could be very cold up there.
Okay, that's fair.
This
That's
is
fair.
one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
I think you'll find the world's first Halo
10
jump
seconds to
was
drop
on
off.
Silent
Stand by.
Cartographer.
Status okay.
Thank
All
you.
green.
Good night.
Minus 46 Celsius is minus 51 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's very low. It
Spread
doesn't
your wings and fly. God
seem
be with
super possible.
I don't know. Maybe altitude jumps. Like it's cold. Maybe it's colder up there. than I give
His
credit.
fingies, his fingy tips.
Oh no. Oh, they were warmed by the cigar. You know, I love the look how cool this guy is with his cool flippy jump. But then I'm like,
Jack, I've got some important news.
Who
Head of the
even is
CIA
he?
has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
well, I was gonna say
No, the virtuous mission. The future
he's
of
just
our
trying a
Fox
little
unit
too hard to
depends on it.
look cool
Succeeds,
Yeah.
will be officially
to
organized into
his plane buddies.
Mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
I know this voice. I know exactly who this character is.
So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well,
It's Solid Snake, the
about
solidest
2 years
snake.
ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin
Fucking
to
Metal
orbit
Gear.
was the A1.
Let's
known as
go.
the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
Or the Berlin
The
Wall.
security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October
lot of
16,
footage.
1962. President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The president demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba. And so the world avoided a nuclear
A
holocaust.
totally succinct summary
But
of
in
the
order to
Cuban
get the
Missile
Soviets to
Crisis
pull
that
their
has left
missiles
out zero
we had to make a
details.
deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from
Ah,
Turkey?
damn it!
Yeah.
No.
Shit!
The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever
Damn,
to
is
either
that
the US
true?
or the Russians.
I
The
don't
Turkey
know.
deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies
Okay, this
around the
this
world.
No, probably
so
not.
The Russians
no.
were what?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice.
And so we're
President
just gonna
Kennedy
go
gave in to
re-kidnap him
Khrushchev's
back,
demand.
and no one's gonna be the
Next
wiser.
day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight.
So weird. I don't remember this detail.
About
Then a month ago,
this
we
Like,
received
scientist?
some new
I
information
remember
from
that
one of our moles.
We have to rescue this guy, but I didn't
Sokolov.
remember that he had been rescued before and then
Yes.
given back.
He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
you know,
They moved him
Gross.
I'm not going to feel the need to correct history
Why?
here over and over again. And this is slightly an editorialization,
the
but
weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back.
Russia pulled out of
This
Cuba
mission would
to
never
avoid
have
a
been
nuclear
possible if
holocaust.
it was still in the research.
It was because
is our
America
last
was
chance.
willing to
Sokolov
do a
must have
nuclear
known that, too,
holocaust,
in
and Russia
context.
wasn't. So the world's biggest loser game of chicken of all time.
Dropping into the dense jungles of middle Russia. I mean, I haven't been there, but
You're telling me there was no way to tell a story about Russia that involved Vietnam instead of Cuba?
I don't know.
If you wanted to make your games feel
Listen up,
like
Jack.
Vietnam.
Your mission is
Oh.
to infiltrate Selinoyarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety
That's
of Sokolov,
R1.
and bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
What did you say earlier about the Berlin
Clock
Wall?
is ticking.
Oh, I knew that we had to rescue the scientist from Russia, so I was like, what the hell does the Berlin Wall have to do with this
Once we've
guy?
confirmed the
okay.
rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy.
Give
been
it up
combat
for the Fulton.
We love the Fulton.
We love it. We know it.
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
That's fine. I know all about MREs.
Is it Luke? Is that who we get all our MRE info from?
Steve.
Steve. How could
Yeah,
I
you were way
forget?
off.
How could I forget? Woo!
Smooth.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. He's cool. He's not trying too hard to be cool. He just is cool.
He just is cool. It's not his fault. I didn't need any of this shit. I brought it for no reason. Who's that man?
I
Who
still
is
have
that?
no idea.
With these long golden locks? What?
What?
Looks like Raiden.
It does.
Oh, please let me walk around. Yay! Let's see. Let's
Is that
go
the
in
thing?
here.
Is it just like you play?
How do I,
Did that choice at the beginning change how he looked for the whole game?
No, it's supposed to be a mask, but I don't know how to take it off. Maybe I need to play more before it'll let me get into my backpack.
Oh, because they just want to confuse you. They're just trying to confuse.
Yeah,
it's just intentionally confusing.
Yeah, they literally just the joke is they're pretending to do the Raiden bait and switch a second time, but only if you say you
but
like
only if you
MGS2.
liked Raiden.
Yeah.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
Great.
Should
You're
be
not
Naked
to mention your
Snaked.
real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
Well, you've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Chill. I'm sure that the
Let's
survival
see. I'll
training
be-
steak was not
I'll be
prepared
Tom.
gourmet.
Call me Major Tom. Oh, and Snake.
Yeah,
What?
Crew isn't watching
Tom?
anymore.
What?
You can take
Is
off
that
the
a joke?
disguise
Major
now.
Tom.
good idea.
Is that a
This
joke?
Isn't right.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Is that
Time
what
for
that
the
is?
Snake to
Yeah.
shed his skin.
Is it just a coincidence and this guy's just name is Major Tom? Like there's not.
I can't
A
listen.
David
I
Bowie
don't
character named
listen.
that?
I can't give away any more. I think we should just let it take its course. Ah, there we go. There's our boy.
You can't give away any. So there's something to give away. What's up with his eyes? Freaky eyes.
Oh, he's just got piercing eyes. No, I can tell you. There's just a. Nah, I'll leave it.
Wow.
Let's forget it happened.
How can I forget that I said, why is his name Major Tom? And you said that means something, but I won't tell you
No,
what.
it doesn't mean anything. No, it's just a bit later, like after the intro sequence, he changes his code name because he's like, I found out there's a David Bowie song with that name in it.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting, huh?
This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the
Very
enemy.
professionally
Leave
said.
no trace of your presence.
This
Is that
will be
clear?
a sneaking
This
mission.
kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site.
Portsmouth, New
That goes
Hampshire.
for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
That'll rule every time we have to do it.
Not the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well,
Hey, Snake,
better
you know
go
what you
back
should
and get it
waste
then.
your tranquilizer
know
darts
where it
on?
is?
Trying to catch
No
deer
problem.
or
I can
rabbits.
see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
Or snakes.
It's snakes.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
Okay.
I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating
Sorry, what was
Soviet
that?
airspace,
To avoid
but I'll be
poison
negotiating.
ivy?
My frequency is
Violating.
140.85. I'll give you a call if
To
I need to
avoid
talk.
violating something.
If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
It's so funny. Well, the first time I played this as a teenager, I was like disappointed that for the sake of the fact that it takes place in the past, you don't get a video feed of the face, you just get still images. And looking back on it, it's funny that bothered me because the animating faces in the previous two games are totally nothing.
Yeah. It is, though, funny that in the first game, you would have full conversations animated with the people standing next to you. And in the second game, they found a way to save some money by just having you talk mentally with everyone, even if they were right next to you all the time. And now in the third one, there's no one around, and you just are talking to pictures. Like, it almost felt like they're looking for ways to save money.
Nah, I think you might be forgetting how much of that stuff was going on in the first one, too.
Maybe
I think they
right,
were just more subtle about it. There was never a time when it was like, we're right next to each other, but let's use codecs anyways.
Right, well, that's exactly what I mean, though. Like, when Meryl... When Meryl was, like, with you, you just talked to her. But then they just kept on coming up with funny reasons to have to use your mental chat with people standing, like when you're talking to the president, they're like, we have to talk with it's more secure. It's more secure. It's like, yeah, it's more secure. Tell it to the animation team. So I don't have any expectations of this game, except from what I like.
Except
that
everyone is always like, Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best one.
Yes, I always hear from everyone that this is the best one. And so
I see you've retrieved your backpack.
Look, I'm grading on that curve.
Right, yeah.
To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack.
And I think it's a hard take to argue with. It's a pretty good one.
Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left.
Definitely has a slower,
choose the weapon you want to equip,
it's slower paced than
For other equipped items,
two.
just do the same thing from item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep,
But the
that's
thing
right.
is that I always heard that Metal Gear
Survival
Solid
is
2
fundamental to
was
this mission.
like
After you've
weak.
been out in the field for a while, your
Yeah.
stamina
And I
will
ended
start
up
to
really
drop.
thinking it was very good.
Stamina gets too low,
Right.
it'll affect
Even
your performance.
extremely good.
You won't be able to shoot accurately, for
Wow.
example, and your
And
wounds
so-
won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye
I'm
on
just
your
I'm
stamina
just
so you don't run
wondering
out.
if this is just one of those
Recover
times
lost
where
stamina, you can
everyone
hunt for
likes
local
Metal Gear
flora
Solid 3
and
best
fauna.
because
Yeah.
they're looking
You
for
can use
something
either
different
your
out of Metal
tranquilizer
Gear.
gun or your knife to hunt.
My
That's,
only weapon is
definitely
Mark
possible.
22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun.
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and
also
equipment beyond what you're
the
carrying now,
Pac-Man
you'll have to
mini-map
find as
is
you go.
gone.
I have to find
Forever.
my own
Poof.
weapons and equipment.
Wow.
Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence
can't
in
even
enemy
take a
territory
shit.
is already a violation of international conventions
on,
of
man.
warfare.
Major
There aren't
Tom,
supposed to be any
please
American
don't take a
soldiers
major
in
dump.
Russia. It could spark an international incident.
Oh, more like Major
Can't
Dumb.
let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be
Except
no
that you're a
rescue until
living, breathing
capture.
person.
The
Yeah, so
military and
just
US
every
government will deny
metaphorical
any
sense, not any
Then I'll
literal
just have to
sense.
take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death
Yeah, no,
bill
that's
for
the
that
sorrow.
SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
How do I take the revival
one.
pill
Yeah.
if I'm
But be
fake
careful.
dead?
If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
Sounds
It
like
leaves
real
you
death.
just alive enough
said this
to
was a solo mission,
fiddle a
right?
pill out of your tooth.
I guess that means I can count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax.
I mean,
There's a
if you-
support
if-
team
if,
ready to back you up over the radio.
If you're coming in with the
I'll
devious
introduce them to
America's
you.
the bad guy
This time,
plot point, giving
vital
someone
of
a
utmost
pill that they claim
First
will
member of
put
the
you in a
support
false
team will
state
be
of
in charge
death
of
just
monitoring
long
your
enough
physical condition,
for you to be able to
acting
revive
as a
yourself,
medic, so to speak,
and then
as well
just
as
giving you a
recording
pill
your
that
mission
kills
data.
you is the exact sort of
Remember
thing that I
Fox
think
as
America
well,
would do.
and She's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
First name, last name.
As an
Yeah, I
medic
got.
who comes in a parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
Oh,
you know,
wait, that's funny.
It's
Yeah, a
Snake
pair-
understood it in a
call
third
you
way.
Jack.
yeah, you know, a
You're a regular
paramedic, a
Captain
parachute
Nemo.
medic.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Paramedic.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save
Oh, you want to
frequency,
save?
140.96.
Oh, you need to save?
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the
What's
first
my
place.
grandson's name again?
She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Wait.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this
It just
mission.
reminded me of Gary
And I
Oak.
were at
Okay,
SAS
I'm like,
together.
what?
Jack, is that you?
You
How many
remember the
years
boss,
has it
don't
been?
you? Legendary soldier and your
That's
mentor.
right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
Wow.
Wow,
You've lost
obsessed
weight.
much?
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can.
Age
I know all about
unknown.
you.
Really?
Birthplace
Well, I don't know
unknown.
anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll
This
just
is exactly
have to
what
figure
they
it
say
out for
about
yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because
emergency
soldiers are on
combat
the same
situations
side
that actually
doesn't mean they
you don't
always
need to
will
know
be.
how to fire the
Having
gun.
personal feelings about
It's
your
just your
comrades
spirit.
is one of
Yeah.
the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why.
We've
But you're
learned how
looking
true
for
that
a
is from
reason to
history.
fight.
Uh-huh.
You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die
Well,
for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
I haven't even played
who
yet, by the
does?
way.
The times. People's values change.
climbed
over
a
You
tree.
time,
moved around a little, yeah.
and so do the
Yeah.
leaders of a country.
Can you
there's
pause
no
this?
such thing as an enemy.
No.
in
There's
absolute
literally
terms.
too much to
The enemies we
digest. I
fight
want to talk
are
about
only
these
enemies in
things.
Nope,
relative
sorry.
terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a
Okay,
soldier's
good. They
supposed
spelled
to
it out.
think.
The only thing
That's what
we
I
can
was
believe
say- I was
in
like-
with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero back
Extremely short, simple story.
Isn't that right,
Yeah,
Snake?
they brought it to an end.
I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to hear your voice again.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Oh?
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
What about, the other guy? What about weapons guy?
Sorry, it's CQC time.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Who was weapons guy? We didn't meet weapons guy.
Yeah, we didn't meet weapons guy.
Oh, I'm sure that we'll meet weapons guy once we pick up a weapon. That
Yeah, we'll
isn't the,
meet weapons guy
okay,
later.
Okay. So she threw a lot at us. She threw this was loaded with the snake from Metal Gear 1 and 2 with his watered down version of the exact stuff that she was saying, but not as intense. She was basically saying you have to always follow orders, but following orders is complicated because the people that give you orders change and sometimes change on a dime. And so you have to live your life as a way to not just be able to follow orders now, but follow them in such a way that preserves your ability to follow them in the future so that you may best serve, your country as in the long term.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. I mean,
You son of a bitch!
talk about. Can you imagine how fucking stupid you have to be to feel that way about America? What an absolute moron!
So this is the subsistence version. We're playing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This
Correct.
is the special version subsistence because this is the original camera in Snake Eater. It's this same kind of top-down, pulled-back thing. I can kind of nudge it around, but it's basically like this.
I really like that you can nudge it around. That's really fun.
We love nudging it. But people hated it because it made the game too hard. And so the special edition lets me click in the stick, and then I just have good old behind the back snaking. And
A series first.
I'm going to try to do the original view for as long as I can because I know that I won't be able to tolerate it forever. And so
I think it looks really cool.
I think it looks cool. That's why I like the idea of like the top-down perspective in the jungle, but I'm not sure it works out perfectly, but we'll give it a shot.
I cannot believe. I'm sorry. I'm saying I can't believe. I absolutely can believe, but am still surprised by the length.
Look at this, though.
Before you can do anything.
Yeah, amazing.
Really good looking grass.
I thought this was really good looking in whenever this came out, 0405.
I still think it's
05.
good looking.
Yeah, this was like maybe the most realistic crawling through grass I had seen in a game up to that point.
I mean, name a game with more realistic crawling through grass now. It's just not. It's not a super common effect.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, fair.
Here are the crocs of Russia. I don't know. Are there a lot of crocodiles in Russia? I guess I couldn't tell you that there aren't any.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there are no crocodiles in Russia. But we're gonna look it up and we're gonna say.
We're
gonna see.
Deep.
Okay.
Oh.
In the south.
Okay. Oh, bye. Goodbye.
Oh wow, you immediately died, huh?
Have to get up. Stay.
The crocodile just fucks off, going to take a nap. What were you saying? Something?
There's no crocodiles in Russia.
Wow. Owned.
But they're not.
Check your facts, Kojima.
They're not as far away as you might think.
Okay, yeah, that's,
I
think.
You know what I'm not taking into account?
What?
I'm not taking into account the Soviet Union.
Right. But I think we are in Russia. Like, I'm pretty sure. Here we are, Keith. Snake is dead, and that is a time paradox. Of course.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't want to create a time paradox.
Unfortunately, we've created a time paradox.
It's a very funny way to view a prequel.
Right, I know. Yeah, it's like, oh no, you've accidentally warped the future of Metal Gear Solid. Oh, by the way, up in the right corner, that's my camouflage index.
Excellent.
So here I'm in green, I'm standing up, so I have 15%. I hunker down 45, get on my stomach, now I'm up to 80. And there's a whole camouflage system. Oops, I pushed the X, that's wrong, it's circle.
So in the USSR, there is nowhere in the whole of the USSR where there are crocodiles.
Ooh, look at me. So what's really cool though, real quick, is like you can duck into the camouflage menu and it'll show you how how the different patterns will affect you based on like where you are now. So I can put on my green to camouflage best in green. Doo-doo. It seems like the frame rate is even not as good when it's zoomed out. Yeah, it totally isn't.
Just from showing you more of the...
Yeah. Okay. So... There we go. Okay, we got our roll. Can we just roll over these guys? Like, yeah, what are they doing? They ain't shit. You guys ain't shit. Ow. You're not so much shit, though. Muddy
what I was
pants.
gonna say was there's nowhere in the whole of the USSR where crocodiles live. Although it is, not close, but,
Well, it could be these mad communist scientists importing crocodiles for their twisted experiments.
Yeah. It's they get closer than you think. I'll say that.
How close? Where's the closest place? Since you seem to know, just tell us.
It looks like
Vietnam.
No. It is like it's hard because the map that I'm looking at doesn't have.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Not super important.
It's
obviously.
maybe like Kyrgyzstan.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
It's like
They're
the
probably
the
KGB troops sent to
eastern
guard the
China, Nepal, northern India,
47s, grenades.
maybe.
Oh, they've got pineapples.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation
And then
of
obviously
international
China is the only
law.
place on Earth that
Can't
has
let the
alligators
Kremlin find
besides
out that
America.
The CIA and the American government
Really?
are involved.
Yep.
Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen.
Oh, hang
The
on. Let me
success
write this
of the
down.
mission
Don't
depends on how well
out
you
being
use your
seen.
camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform.
Oh, come on, you stupid jerks.
What are you writing down?
Oh, I was joking about, writing down that I shouldn't be seen.
Oh, okay.
I was just messing around. Since I know I don't have to listen to this because I know about camo already, I was just messing around with the options for, going through it to see if we could step through the voice clips one by one, but of course, no. Our only option is full text or listen to the voice as it comes.
I vote for voice.
Yeah.
So I thought you were being sarcastic about needing to write something down, and then I heard you fiddling and being grumpy, and so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe they did have to write something down.
This is pretty nice, though. That's maybe an instance where you have a better view angle of where you are than with the classic camera.
Well, I would say it's nice to have both.
What? Oh. See, it's the lack of peripheral vision. Ah, shit.
That was really funny, though.
It's not. Oh, right. First person. R1 for first person, of course. No, shut up. All right.
Gee, Snake is no snake.
Just fucking shoot me then. Alright, well, if you're gonna be like that. Oh. Here we go. I can't see anything. Oh no. You didn't see shit. You didn't see anything. Fuck you. No, nowhere.
Why don't you just get shot again?
All right, I'll just get shot again. Well, I was letting them kill me, and then I realized, wow, they are so bad at this. It's almost pathetic to not just be running away from them.
That's fair, but
Look at this. Look
yeah,
at this.
yeah.
Sigint.
Is this game easier than the last game?
It's
Oh my
gotta be.
God.
It's gotta be.
I feel like the last game was so much harsher.
Yeah, I feel like this game will probably end up putting you in more dangerous situations, though. Like more enemies and places where it's harder to see those enemies coming. This is the real downside of the classic camera is that enemy up there is basically invisible to me in this camera angle unless I go first person. But if I have the camera down here, I can just see them.
Yeah. But that's been true for all of these games.
Yeah, it's just the worst in this one.
Yeah.
And that was when...
Because it's the most open space.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also when, you know, this was like 2005, this whole, like, presentation of the game was feeling like...
I love bug juice.
Old. People were like, this is, you know, where's the update? Where's the modern?
Hey, can you shoot him through the crack there?
I'm sure I can, but shouldn't I just move along? Let me just get on down the road.
You have a stealth percentage. That's pretty cool.
That's my camouflage percentage.
What's the difference?
And so if I want, I could pause, go into camouflage, put on this one. Wait, what? Why does this one work at the what?
Because you're on the brown ground.
I mean, but it's red though.
Brown ground, by the way, is my favorite family style.
I love going to the brown ground.
Casual restaurant.
Very good.
That doesn't work for anyone who didn't live in New England in the late 90s. There was a large regional chain of, I'll call it a step up from like Fridays called Ground Round. If you know 99, the 99 restaurants, I don't know how local of a, I don't think that's a local one.
I believe it's well, it's something like this. It's like they have like 200 locations, but like 150 of them are in New England.
The 99?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you know the 99, the Ground Round is, it almost seems like the exact same restaurant. Like they just put up a Ground Round sign to trick my grandparents into going there.
Wow, my grandparents, well, okay, sorry. Well, you know, same grandparents.
Yeah. 50% anyway.
Our grandparents loved going to 99.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought maybe they wouldn't see me because I'm up in the tree, but I'm seeing now that is not how that worked out.
Yeah, you were actually more visible to them in the tree.
Yeah. Oh,
which
God.
Which is weird. You'd think that the trees would be a stealth.
Whoa!
What is that thing down there? Is that body armor?
Later.
What's that?
I just said later.
Oh. What is the stuff underneath your health bar are 4 segments of something?
That is like some kind of like stamina that represents like health and hunger all at once, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think you just gotta die.
This is, yeah, let's take a...
I can't believe after all this Metal Gear Solid, you're still bad at Metal Gear Solid.
Keith, you know I'm just bad.
Yeah,
just bad.
Just bad.
I like stealth, but stealth has never been one of my strongest game genres. Oh, but look at that, huh?
What?
We're right back where we were, but no alert status.
But no health either.
Well, it was
2/3.
It was a clean trade.
It's a clean trade. I'll give it to you.
You'll rubber stamp that?
Yeah, I'll give you a voucher for the commissioner. You won't have to do the paperwork on this. No petitioning the council.
Look at our little guy.
Yeah, little guy here. Can you eat him?
Of course I can eat him. Hell yeah.
Oh no, you got him with your cyber transferal knife.
Oh, and we have these motion trackers. They're not super useful. Oh, here we have the vibrating AP sensor though. That was useful. cigar, sick, very rad. Mm-hmm.
This is, by the way, the thing that I've seen more than anything else about this game is
just him
Snake in the jungle smoking a cigar.
Yeah, and why not?
I cannot tell you why not.